Waraka had a sister named Qutaylah, who was very close to him. He often spoke to her about these things, and his words had made so great an impression on her that thoughts of the expected prophet were often in her mind. Could it be that he was already in their midst? Abdul Muttalib had made up his mind to find a wife for his son, Abdullah. And after some consideration, the choice fell on Amina, the daughter of Wahab, a grandson of Zura, the brother of Qusay. Wahab had been chief of Zura, but had died some years previously, and Amina was now a ward of his brother Wuhayb, who had succeeded him as chief of the clan. Wuhayb himself also had a daughter of marriageable age, Hala by name, and when Abdul Muttalib had arranged that his son should marry Amina, he asked that Hala should be given in marriage to himself. Wuhayb agreed, and all preparations were made for the double wedding to take place at the same time. On the appointed day, Abdul Muttalib took his son by the hand, and they set off together for the dwellings of the Bani Zura, that is, the descendants of Zura. On the way they had to pass the dwellings of the Bani Asad, and it so happened that Qutaylah, the sister of Waraka, was standing at the entrance to her house, perhaps deliberately in order to see what could be seen, for everyone in Mecca knew of the great wedding which was about to take place. Abdul Muttalib was now over 70 years old, but he was still remarkably young for his age in every respect, and the slow approach of the two bridegrooms, their natural grace enhanced by the solemnity of the occasion, was indeed an impressive sight. But as they drew near, Qutaylah had eyes only for the younger man. Abdullah was, for beauty, the Joseph of his times. Even the oldest men and women of Quraish could not remember having seen his equal. He was now in his 25th year, in the full flower of his youth. But Qutaylah was struck above all, as she had been on other occasions, but never so much as now, by the radiance which lit his face, and which seemed to her to shine from beyond this world. Could it be that Abdullah was the expected prophet? Or was he to be the father of the prophet? They had now just passed her, and, overcome by a sudden impulse, she said, "Oh, Abdullah!" His father let go of his hand, as if to tell him to speak to his cousin. Abdullah turned back to face her, and she asked him where he was going. "With my father," he said simply, not out of reticence, but because he felt sure that she must know that he was on his way to his wedding. "Take me here and now as thy wife," she said, "and thou shalt have as many camels as thou desire." "I am with my father," he replied. "I cannot act against his wishes, and I cannot leave him." The marriages took place according to plan, and the two couples stayed for some days in the house of Wuhayb. During that time, Abdullah went to fetch something from his own house, and again he met Qutaylah, the sister of Waraka. Her eyes searched his face with such earnestness that he stopped beside her, expecting her to speak. When she remained silent, he asked her why she did not say to him what she had said the day before. She answered him, saying, "The light hath left thee that was with thee yesterday. Today thou canst not fulfill the need I had of thee." The year of the marriages was AD 569. The year following this was momentous for more than one reason. In that year, Abdullah went for trade to Palestine and Syria, and on his way home he lodged with his grandmother's family in the oasis of Yathrib, 11 camel days north of Mecca, and there he fell ill. The caravan went on without him to Mecca, and when it brought the news of his illness, Abdul Muttalib sent his son Harith to accompany his brother home as soon as he should be well enough to travel. But when Harith arrived at the house of his Yathrib cousins, they answered his greetings with commiserations, and he knew at once that his brother was dead. There was great grief in Mecca when Harith returned.